To remain updated with the latest business news, click on the bell icon.
2021 has been an eventful year. AR, VR, the Metaverse, crypto, new iPhones, all sorts of innovation in the technology world. But as 2021 draws to a close, what can we look forward to in 2022? Join me as we bring in the new year on Tech Today. Well, 2021 really has been a tale of two smartphones in India at the opposite ends of the spectrum. On one end, you have the iPhone 13 Pro, and I'll tell you why this was one of our top picks on Tech Today, and then the Jio phone next. Now, both of them tell very different stories and are targeted at very different types of consumers. The iPhone 13 Pro really is the first time that Apple launched a Pro device which was almost identical to its elder sibling, the Pro Max. To be honest, I've used a Pro Max for a long time, and it is quite a heavy, clunky, inconvenient sort of device to use. Now, of course, you can always tune into the Business Today website or our YouTube pages to actually check out my review of the iPhone 13 Pro. I think it hit the sweet spot when it came to price and performance. Now, another noteworthy mention has to be, well, our experience with the foldable, which was the first episode of Tech Today, and an authentic 90-day user experience with a foldable. Can this replace your phone and also your tablet? That really deserves a mention for 2021. We hope that foldables become more commonplace and ubiquitous in 2022. So much speculation about this budget smartphone. What price will it be launched at? How will the masses respond to it? Look, was it a hit or miss? We'll see in 2022. But this was not just a phone at 2,500 or 6,500. It was essentially a bundling opportunity by Jio, something that the sector really needs to see, perhaps to get more devices to more people. They were offering the phone with data services. Now, is that a hit or a miss? You can always tune in to the Business Today website, check out the BT Immersive and my review of this particular product to see whether it is a hit or a flop. Well, be it the Jio phone next as a budget smartphone or the foldables coming our way in 2022, these are things we really look forward to and really hope that the more innovation we see in these segments at the opposite ends of the spectrum, the more the prices become affordable for us and accessible for a lot of us. You know, when the pandemic began, everyone was talking about how Zoom was their best friend and really helped us connect with people, be at work, be present at family functions. Then in 2021, the narrative changed. People were talking about Zoom fatigue. They'd had too much of it. They wanted their privacy and they wanted their Zoom downtime. It's been a love-hate relationship with Zoom as an app, but as Season 3, Episode 1 of the pandemic unfolds, the question is, will we be able to get over that Zoom fatigue and start embracing it again and perhaps make it a tool to stay connected in 2022 from our work from anywhere and hybrid lifestyles? And now it's time to address the elephant in the room, or shall I say in the App Store. Clubhouse is another app with which we've had a love-hate relationship with, because when it came about earlier on in the pandemic, sometime around 2021 in the beginning, all of us on iPhones were talking about this niche, classy app being the next big thing. Why should I say all of us? In fact, I did that on a podcast as well.
When something is just gathering momentum and it's going to be the next big thing, that's what they're calling this, the next big social media platform. That's where the investors are coming on board. That's why the media is going crazy.
Yes, that was me earlier on in this year. But in my defense, a lot of tech companies felt the same way. Facebook and Twitter, after all, copied that feature, but did it a little better with their larger community that already existed. Clubhouse missed the bus really when it came to really enhance their feature set and build on their audience. Their content game also seemed to lack that punch towards the end of this year, and a lot of us have uninstalled and disconnected from the Clubhouse community. Perhaps we don't want to ride that wave, but as we enter 2022, maybe Clubhouse missed the bus, and that's not the solution, but drop-in audio is here to stay. Well, speaking of innovation in the smartphone space, this is the camera I've been using in 2021. This is the camera I'm thinking of using in 2022. Could you tell the difference? I'll tell you why. The primary camera that we've been using on Tech Today is a Canon DSLR, a clunky professional camera being used by my camera person. And my camera person can also use the iPhone 13 Pro the top of the heap of 2021 on cinematic mode. Is it a gimmick? Are these phones actually getting that good? Well, I'm confused, so I asked my colleague Jinuk to help me tell the difference.
Not very easy to spot the difference between both the frames, right? As camera technology has gotten better and better, cameras have gotten smaller and smaller. And smartphones, with their computational photography and big sensors, has completely changed the game. And you know what? It's true. Because I'll tell you why. The biggest innovations this year as far as smartphones are concerned, besides the new form factor, have all been camera-based. From gimbals to bigger sensors to something like a cinematic mode. These are the exact things that decided what smartphones you bought this year, and it's also going to decide what smartphones you're going to buy next year. But have smartphone cameras gotten good enough to replace clunky DSLRs and mirrorless cameras? Let's find out. As you would have guessed, we're at a photo exhibition. Now, what's special about this exhibition is that all the photos over here have been shot using 2020's iPhone 12 by kids. And these kids have no professional experience, and some of them have not even used a camera before. But look at the results. Sure, smartphones are great for social media posts, but have they finally gotten good enough to capture content that can be printed and used in exhibitions like this? The results speak for themselves. But let's speak to the curator, who definitely knows a thing or two about photography, to find out what he thinks.
Through mobiles, anybody, the villager, the household, the house helper, they can all create stories. So we decided to teach them the art of storytelling.
Well, you've heard what the pro had to say. Maybe smartphones aren't 100% there when it comes to replacing professional cameras yet, but it's not impossible that one day they might be. If you look back at just the last decade and track the evolution of smartphone cameras over it, it is incredible. We've moved from really substandard photos to incredible high quality content that can be printed out in pristine quality. We've seen sensors getting bigger, supporting wide-angle, macro photography, telephoto lenses. Now you have smartphones with gimbals on them. Thanks, Vivo. And another one that is going to allow you to take fisheye photos. Thank you, Realme. And it is not just the hardware. Smartphones have been partnering with big camera brands like Vivo and Zeiss, OnePlus and Hasselblad. And this shows how serious things have been getting. Additionally, computational photography, particularly from the likes of Google, has been a game changer. Often beating out heavyweights like the iPhones and Samsung flagships with just one camera on the back instead of 3 or 4. But not all brands use smartware prowess, right? Many Chinese smartphone brands offer beauty filters on their cameras. Think snap filters, but so much worse and so completely unnecessary. Android phones have always been about warmer, more saturated color palettes, while Apple with its colder, more neutral tones have been a favorite with professional photographers. But social media has primarily shown a preference for more Android-y colors, and this has even made Apple sit up and pay attention and introduce its own take on it. The photographic styles that came out with the iPhone 13 Pro series, and it's all uphill from there. The better they get, the more they bridge the gaps between heavy-duty Pro equipment and that smaller, lighter, but oh so powerful device in your hand.
That said, I've grown up around photographers and I've seen the kind of magic a camera can create. But I've also seen what smartphones can do as far as photography is concerned. Sure, some people have a natural flair for good frames and clean shots. But smartphones have democratized photography enough to let anybody shoot whatever they want and shoot it well. Now look at me, I don't even possess a camera. My smartphone suffices for anything I want to shoot. But then thinking about it, if you had to shoot for an exhibition like this, what smartphone would you pick? Why don't you tweet to us and let us know? And while you're at it, do share some photos with us that you've taken. Maybe we'll do a face-off with Ayush's photos and see who's done it better.
Well, Jinuk, after your visit to the camera museum, I think you have the edge there. But why do people invest so much money in expensive smartphone cameras? I think for the last year, the trend has been to follow the trend and become a social media star or a content creator. At Tech Today, we have our very own resident Reels expert, Shivan, who's trying to crack the Instagram algorithm.
So Aayush, I intently heard the entire chit-chat that you had with the super entertaining duo of Yashraj Mukhate and Niharika, and I must say that I really want to try to become a real superstar myself. So I've picked up some of the most catchy reels trends that are doing the rounds on Instagram recently and from before, and I want to try my hand at them. Let's see how it goes.
ये राशि थी, कुकर में से चने निकाल दिए और खाली कुकर गैस पे चढ़ा दिया, चढ़ा दिया, चढ़ा दी. Yes.
So all in all, being a real superstar isn't just copying the latest reel trend which is doing the round on Instagram. It's also about what flavor you can add to the already trending reel. As far as I'm concerned, I think I'm going to stick to my traditional day job. But hey Ayush, how were my reels here? Give me an honest opinion. And hey, don't be harsh.
Well, Shivan, you're already a rock star, but I think to become a real superstar takes a lot of patience, hard work, and a little bit of luck as well. Now, to ban or not to ban, that's been the question plaguing the Indian government in 2021 when it comes to crypto. Is crypto a currency? Is it an asset? Should we ban blockchain, the enabling technology? There's been way too many questions in 2021. We're heading into 2022 and we haven't got a concrete answer. But at Tech Today, we want to show you what the world has been like from a crypto lens in 2021.
We are not shutting all options off. We will allow a certain amount of a window for people to use, so that experiments in the blockchain, the Bitcoin, or whatever you may want to call it, the cryptocurrency experiments and fintech which depend on such experiments will have that window available for them. We are not going to shut it off all.
अभी नया बिल ऑलमोस्ट तैयार है, वो जाएगा कैबिनेट के पास और कैबिनेट के क्लियरेंस के बाद में हाउस में आएगा. ये जरूर मैं कह सकती हूँ. फिनटेक इंडस्ट्रीज में भारत में अच्छा एडवांटेज है, हमारा युवाओं का बहुत इंटरेस्ट है. ये टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर बहुत सारे लोग का उनके अपने रवैया भी है. ये सब संज्ञान में लेते हुए ही हमारे बिल तैयार हो रही है.
Two statements from the finance minister, 9 months apart. Statements which sent hopes soaring that the saga of cryptocurrency regulation, which began in 2019, will finally conclude this year. Even the signals out of the Prime Minister's office were encouraging.
Take cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, for example. It is important that all democratic nations work together on this and ensure it does not end up in wrong hands, which can spoil our youth.
This would have been great news for the 15 to 20 million Indians who are said to have invested anywhere between $6 and $10 billion in cryptocurrencies. It's noteworthy that most of these investors are youngsters, millennials and Gen Z, driven by greed and desperation in times of COVID when jobs and sources of income were scarce. A news break from Business Today TV in the last week of October was the push crypto players and investors were looking for.
Sources tell us that government is looking to regulate cryptocurrency under asset class, and currently a lot of meetings have been happening with the officials in Finance Ministry, Reserve Bank of India, and also from the industry. The government is looking to regulate it and is thinking that a regulation should be such that seeks to avoid any kind of potential pitfalls.
Coin switch पे लग जाना छोटे, अक्की public cryptocurrency में switch हो रही है.
Suddenly, celebrities were appearing in ads pushing cryptocurrencies and NFTs, promising a brave new world of investments to Indians. There was finally hope that a law would be in place to regulate the crypto space and protect the interests of investors. It was only in the middle of November that action accelerated. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a high-level meet on crypto, followed 2 days later by a meeting of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Finance. Both showed that the government had not closed its doors to crypto, and a law was very much under consideration. However, there were very big security concerns about their use for terror financing and money laundering. There was a consensus that investor protection laws had to be in place. Market players and domain experts were part of discussions with the government. Then, on the night of 23rd November, came the big twist. News that the crypto bill was on the parliament agenda and that it planned to ban cryptocurrencies. The reaction was instant. Cryptos plunged. Hundreds of crores were wiped out overnight. The panic was stemmed only the next day when government officials clarified that only a regulation was under consideration.
I won't be surprised to see this getting regulated eventually, but that path to regulation is never going to be a smooth and easy one. And there will always be debates and deliberations. And I think what we are witnessing right now is that process of regulating crypto, where there will always be two sides. And that's a good thing for bringing the right regulations in the country.
Resistance to crypto, however, continued. The Indian Central Bank made it clear that it was dead set against cryptos in any form. It instead pushed for its own central bank digital currency, or CBDC.
The technology can grow and will grow without cryptocurrencies, or whatever name you use to describe cryptocurrencies. When the Reserve Bank, after due internal deliberation, says that there are serious concerns on macroeconomic and financial stability, there are deeper issues which need much deeper discussion.
The government finally ended up backpedaling on the crucial bill. End of December, it was considering reworking the proposed regulation and preparing it to be tabled in the parliament in the budget session next February. Sources told Business Today TV that the delay is on account of discussions at the highest levels of government on key issues like private cryptocurrencies and global practices. Investors and players alike were hoping for closure this year. But as a new year beckons, they are left wondering when the sun will rise on the law to regulate cryptocurrencies.
Well, let's be honest, you can't talk about 2021 and cryptocurrencies without addressing Dogecoin. What on earth was this meme coin which became something so big even though it started out as a joke? Why was Elon Musk so obsessed with it throughout, and why does he continue to talk about it on Twitter? Well, my colleague Devina tells us a little bit about Dogecoin in 2021.
Now, Dogecoin was created on December 6, 2013 by a couple of software engineers as a joke. Billy Marcus, an IBM programmer from Portland, Oregon in the US, wanted to create a cryptocurrency for the masses and not just cater to a niche the way Bitcoin did. So, as a joke, he tweeted that Dogecoin would be the next great cryptocurrency after Bitcoin. And now, after seeing that the tweet actually did gain traction, he got together with Jackson Palmer, an Adobe employee, and purchased the domain dogecoin.com, which was actually named after Doge meme that was viral at the time. Do you remember that? The Shiba Inu dog is the mascot for this coin, mimicking the viral meme that inspired it in the first place. But now the thing is, it's no laughing matter today, because Dogecoin is perhaps the most discussed crypto on Reddit, and it's no secret that Elon Musk is the biggest and the most vocal supporter of the cryptocurrency.
That the currency that was invented as a joke, in fact, becomes the real currency.
Right.
Wow.
No, absolutely. To the moon.
To the moon.
In fact, each time he mentions the coin on Twitter, it sends the cryptocurrency surging to the moon.
Well, 2021 has been quite a roller coaster year for a lot of us. So I thought let's end this on a positive note as we bring in 2022 and perhaps enter season 3 of the pandemic. Technology will play a key role. What are the things that we should be looking forward to in 2022? Well, let's start with the Metaverse. A lot of people have been confused about what is the Metaverse. The Metaverse is a virtual environment where you and I can interact, go to work, go to a concert, maybe even work out together, all in a virtual environment via our digital avatars. Is this the future or is this the present? Because Mark Zuckerberg announced it when he rebranded Facebook to Meta a few months ago, but companies in this space have been working on this technology for a while. A lot of people say this is a key part of Web 3.0 with cryptos and NFTs. I'm kind of excited about the prospect of that technology, but there will be questions that will be raised in 2022 and the years to come about privacy, security, how do I enforce my rights in a virtual environment, and things like that. But one thing's for sure, that while all of this is happening and the world deliberates on this, I want to be future ready. Now, to make sure that these digital avatars actually work and the Metaverse is a success, we will need some enabling technology. Bring in augmented reality and virtual reality. Now, it's important to remember that the Metaverse is not going to happen one day overnight. The truth is, it's been happening for years. And whilst it's been happening, we've seen all sorts of innovations from companies like Google, Oppo, and the like when they talk about AR-powered glasses. We're seeing virtual reality headsets as well. Meta is working on this in a big way because this is going to be a game changer for them in the Metaverse. Also, we have Apple with a rumored mixed reality headset. Even companies like Jio in India have been talking about it. You might ask, why haven't we seen so many of these AR and VR headsets? That's because the technology has been expensive for the average consumer. But as more players actually think that this is the future, they will invest in this and prices will come down, and you and I will own one of those big headsets and perhaps be a part of the Metaverse. When it comes to the world of technology, EVs or electric vehicles have been the rage in 2021 around the world. And in India, and on Tech Today and Business Today TV, you actually saw the first exclusive Tesla Model 3 drive on Indian roads. What was that experience like? Of course, you can always go on our YouTube channel and check out my video. But there were issues with the suspension, with ground clearance, and of course, do we have the charging infrastructure ready for a car like the Tesla Model 3 and the 7 other models which we might see in 2022? Those are questions we are asking, but also things that we are looking forward to in the year 2022. Another advancement in the world of technology that we're all waiting for with bated breath is the launch of 5G in India. 4G was great, but it was all about the smartphone revolution for us to start consuming more content. And that we did. And you should be consuming Tech Today on your smartphones and your tablets on these handles. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do not forget to do that with the Tech Today show on the Business Today handle. But 5G is a lot more than what 4G did in terms of an enabling technology. It creates an infrastructure for, well, IoT and artificial intelligence and smart cities, something that we're looking forward to in India. And I'm guessing it will mean faster speeds for a lot of us, for most of our content consumption habits. Theoretically, we can go up to 20 Gbps on 5G, so that's something we are looking forward to. Now, 2021 has had its fair shares of ups and downs, and as the year draws to a close, we hope 2022 promises to be a cracker of a year. The same theme that continues into 2022 is the fact that technology will continue to impact our lives and make our lives a whole lot more efficient and easier. And I want you to continue watching Tech Today to do just that. All of us on the Tech Today team are hoping you have a very safe and happy new year. Until next time, adios.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.